Welcome to Speak for Yourself, Marcellus Wiley.
My dog.
Emmanuel Acho. Whoa, that is nice. What they call that?
I'm so low. Let me
What is that?
up, bro.
Yeah,
Get
what's
on your
that?
level.
Yeah, I like that right there. I don't know. That's from Wakanda or something? You got some vibranium? Let's get started with the Chiefs. And KC won their third straight game in a blowout over the Raiders last night. That was a primetime game right there. And are back in first place in the AFC West Side. Patrick Mahomes threw for over 400 yards with 5 touchdown passes after the game. He said the team got their swag back. And, quote, we're trying to be our own version of the Kansas City Chiefs. Swag back, soldier boy, soldier. So, Acho, are the Super Bowl Chiefs back?
No, they ain't back.
You said no?
No, they not back, Sal, and we know this because they never left.
Oh, see, I was falling for it. I was like, I know this
The
dude
Chiefs
is not
aren't
saying
back
that.
because they never left. They had a couple bad games here and there, like a quarterback has a bad game here and there. But boy, are we now seeing exactly who the Kansas City Chiefs are. Are we seeing why I said the Chiefs was going to be in the Super Bowl versus the Rams? And ooh, that prediction's starting to look
Oh, you
good.
back, huh? You starting to feel yourself
I'm feeling
again.
myself.
Okay.
I'm feeling mine. I look at the Kansas City Chiefs like a iPhone 13 with 5%. Battery.
Is that the newest one?
That's the newest one.
Okay.
I look at the
I ain't got
Chiefs like
that.
the latest iPhone with low battery because the latest iPhone, when it has a low battery, the apps don't function as well.
Oh, really?
FaceTime starts to slow down a little bit. You open up your Messenger and it's like, wait a second, why are these texts not going through as fast?
I didn't know that.
And then all of a sudden it powers off. But here's the kicker. The second you charge it, or the second you turn it back on, the full functionality of that iPhone is still greater than all these other phones. Don't come at me, y'all Galaxy users.
Really?
Don't come at me, y'all Google phone havers.
Their cameras are better, at least.
Functionality in totality
All right.
of the iPhone 13 is still better. You just got to charge it up.
Oh, gotta say
The
charge.
Kansas City Chiefs just needed to be charged up.
Oh.
The Kansas City Chiefs just needed to be turned on. The Kansas City Chiefs just needed to hit that power button. But now that they have done that, the full functionality of the Chiefs is greater than that of everybody else. So, yes, these Super Bowl Chiefs are back. And this isn't just about the Chiefs. Look around the entirety at the AFC. Look high, look low, look left, look right. Who scares you? Ravens don't scare me no more. Who
point.
scares you?
Good point.
Bengals don't scare me no more. Who scares you? The Bills do not scare me anymore.
No bass out your voice when you say that. You said the Bills emphatically. Calm down
They
now.
don't scare me no more. Now,
a little
the
bit.
Titans, they make me look left. They make me check my blind spots.
Where Derrick Henry at?
They make me check
he
for,
ain't there?
They make me check
I
for
ain't scared,
traffic.
y'all.
But nobody scares me, Sal.
Stop.
The Super Bowl Chiefs never left. They just had to get charged up again. And now that they charged up again, you see in totality that these Super Bowl Chiefs are here to stay.
Look, it's not a mystery. They're not back, and they're not the same team that the champion Kansas City Chiefs were. I'm not even going to get into some rhyme play like you and some semantics of, oh, they never left. They never left. Let's compare them to the champion version of themselves, and then let's compare them to the lesser version of themselves this year. Tell me if they've never left. Kansas City Chiefs already have more turnovers than they did in that championship year. Already. Did they extend the season this year? Yeah, and y'all already got more turnovers, and there's an additional game this year. Let's just say y'all not at your same Super Bowl potential level. Chiefs have scored fewer points and are allowing more points than they did in that championship year. Acho, does that concern you? Oh, no, not you, because you know where the charger is, right? You're just going to plug them back in. Chiefs have sacked the opposing quarterback at half the rate that they did when they were trying to win a Super Bowl and actually accomplishing that feat in 2019. You add all that up, talking about never left, they're not even close to where they've been in terms of their greatness. Now, let's talk about the Chiefs this year in terms of their low points and where they are right now. No, they're not back to where the Chiefs are supposed to be. Imagine when we were talking about this team week 1 that we will be in this position right now, going into week 11, like the Chiefs are on a roller coaster ride. Yeah, still top of their division, but certainly not playing their style of football. You know that Patrick Mahomes just had his first game with multiple passing touchdowns since week 6? What week is it again, I just said? Week 11. First game of more than 2 passing touchdowns since week 4? Patrick Mahomes? What? And you talking about he never left. Never left. Week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He left. He went somewhere, and it wasn't to find a damn charger. Mahomes is now top. Let me not do this to you right now. You know what? Sometimes I do need to get some theatrics with it. Sometimes I need to bring some elements. Sometimes I need to bring in a full screen time and show you who in the hell Patrick Mahomes has been. Talking about he need a charger. Boy, need a new phone. Here's the thing. Mahomes is tied with Fields. You know who Fields is? Oh, rookie, Justin Fields. Sam Darnold, you know who he is? Backup. Lamar and Trevor Lawrence for most games with fewer than 91 passer rating this season. My man Lamar, you shouldn't be down there, but we know who your offensive coordinator is. So, Patrick Mahomes down there with those guys, and you trying to tell me he never left? Oh, so you're telling me that he's been in this position before. Never in his career. It's not about semantics. It's not about fun plays and rhymes and riddles. It's about the Super Bowl Chiefs are a distant past, and no, they're not back.
So everything is relative. You know this. Viewers, y'all know this.
That's true.
Everything in life is relative. The 2019 Super Bowl Chiefs, the 2020 Super Bowl appearing Chiefs, that might be different than this 2021 Super Bowl team. But relative to the rest of the AFC, the Super Bowl Chiefs are here, big dog. So the year the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, 2019, Patrick Mahomes had 26 touchdown passes in the entirety of the season. Right now, he has 25 touchdown passes. The year the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes' completion percentage was 65.9. Right now, it's 65.8.
Look at that.
So as I look at it, Patrick Mahomes is just as good today, if not better, than he has ever been. 400 passing yards, 5 touchdowns.
Sick.
He's done that 3 times since he entered the league in 2017. The rest of the NFL in totality has done that 4 times. So Patrick Mahomes is just as good, if not better today, than he's ever been. Couple that with the fact that nobody in the AFC is really all that dominant. I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a second. The Chiefs have finally fully activated, and they've done so at a great time.
Right now.
We were scared of the Raiders 3 weeks ago, the Chiefs were. They just beat the Raiders, dismantled the Raiders. Chiefs beat the Packers, albeit Aaron Rodgers was not present and available. But literally, 2 weeks ago today, going into week 8, the Chiefs were the worst team by record in the AFC West. 2 weeks later, today, 12:07 Pacific time, the Chiefs are the only AFC West team with 6 wins and are the best team in the AFC West. So now you have dominated a division that looked like the best division in the AFC. You're dominating it. You just dominated what was the best team in the AFC West, which was the Raiders, because the Chargers have taken a couple steps and strides back. Who gonna stop them, Sel?
Who gonna stop them?
The only team I can see that would put a sliver of fear in the Chiefs' heart or in the Chiefs' eye is the Tennessee Titans. And you told me about the fact that Derrick Henry's not there. The Chiefs are Super Bowl bound once again.
No one has to stop them if they're not playing their style of football, if they're not playing up to their level, if they're not playing optimal football. The first opponent you face wears the same color as you, which is you guys. The Kansas City Chiefs are stopping themselves by not performing up to their own standards. Then you start looking at the opponents and the other colors to start talking about who they are. I don't know how you get this confidence from a game that we saw against the Raiders last night. I'm the one that always comes up here and stresses performance and outcome. And then you always counter by saying, who's the competition?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about these Raiders right now. Let's talk about the emotional state of these Raiders. Let's talk about all the issues going on with the Raiders. The Raiders are a team that tried to galvanize their season based off of their coach being fired or resigning, I should say, because of some emails. Right then and there, I said, this is going to be a problem. They ain't going to finish this marathon. You know why? If you get inspired by some 10-year-old emails of racism, misogyny, and you say that's going to be the thing that glues us together and sparks us, we're going to take a couple days off to deal with the emotional toll and then charge. I'm like, you ain't going nowhere, bro. Football don't give a damn about no 10-year-old emails. And this team tried to use that as a springboard to success. And it worked for that long. And then all of a sudden, they had their other issues, very serious issues as well. They had the issue that happened with Ruggs. We know what happened there. We got the issue with the dude trying to do rap videos in the guns, right? All of that adds up to a team that's been punctured. Or adds up to a team that's been in the process of leaking oil. I don't know how you grew up, Acho, but I grew up drinking from the water fountain, drinking from the water hose. And I remember our water hose. We bought it. I don't know if it was a Home Depot back then. It was Zodi's. But the point is, we went there, had this little 25-foot water hose, and we would pull it up. It was green. Then about a year later, it wasn't all green. It was kind of gray. You know why it was gray? Because we had to patch up leak after leak. And one thing you know about a water hose, if it got one hole in it, it has multiple holes in it. This team has multiple holes in it in terms of its mentality, in terms of it being ready for this moment. Then the Chiefs come in there. Chiefs basically say, let's have a homecoming game, but nah, since y'all in Vegas, we gonna come to y'all. And then they play against this team that's leaking oil, and they got a special teams coach as their head coach. Let everyone know what the special teams coach is. Someone you respect, but he's the least respected of all the coaches. He's not the head coach. He's not the offensive coordinator. He's not the defensive coordinator. He's the guy that doesn't even want to be the coordinator of the special teams because none of the players want to be on special teams. Everybody trying to be a starter on offense and defense. I'm just trying to tell you the real. This is the team that you're going to get all your confidence off of. The Chiefs went out there and beat up on a team. No, they blew on a team that was already leaning, and that team fell down.
I like that, and let me go with that. Huff and I puff and I blow your house down, right? What was that? No, it wasn't Three Little Pigs. What was it?
Man, you know I ain't grew up with no damn nursery rhymes.
Yeah, I think it was Three Little Pigs. Let me stay in this little childhood storytelling version, if we shall.
Okay.
The mistake the sports world made was they thought that the Chiefs was another rendition of the tortoise and the hare. Remember the tortoise and the hare? The hare was so arrogant because it was faster than all the others that the hare would...
Tyreek Hill. Oh, sorry.
The hare would fall asleep every now and then, and the tortoise just kept running and just kept running, really walking and walking, and the tortoise found itself beating the hare. The Chiefs ain't no hare, big dog. They didn't fall asleep. They might have had their screensaver on, but they wasn't powered down. And so the hare's just been running and running and running and now outrunning, once again, all of the competition. We thought this was going to be some feel-good story where the tortoise, which is the Cincinnati Bengals, would just be consistent and be better than the Chiefs. The tortoise, which was the Indianapolis Colts, would just consistently find the way to be better than the tortoise, which was the Las Vegas Raiders, would just find a way to be better than the Chiefs. But no, the Chiefs ain't stopped. This was not some feel-good story that you're going to read your son MJ at night. No, the Chiefs are once again out-sprinting every and anybody. 5 touchdown passes, 400 yards. That's the hare. That's Patrick Mahomes. That's the Chiefs.
See, now you cooking books up here. That was cute. I understand. Once you pull that MJ and you start saying MJ, you know I'm defeated, right? I concede this argument right now, but I must push back because I am his father. The Chiefs. I used to love a get-right game. You know what they look like. You know what they are. They could be at home. They could be on the road. It don't matter. I'm going to get right. Whether it's that butter cake, that sorry offensive tackle that I knew, and he used to be on our practice squad. Now he's starting over there. I used to circle. I'm like, he didn't start. Not say another word. I didn't want the expectations to get too high. I'm about to get this boy to business. I know everything he can't do. You get into a situation like this, and the Chiefs, they need a get-right game, right? I told you it was a homecoming game, but they said, nah, y'all in Vegas, we coming to y'all. And they get in Vegas, and they play against the Raiders. You know what their record is against the Raiders since Andy Reid has been there? 14-3. Talk about ownership of a team. And no, Acho thinks that everything has been fixed because they went against a team that they already beat up on all the time, even when they're fully capable. But this team is not fully capable right now. This team has issue on issue on issue, real life issues. And I'm not just talking about locker room. Meet me in the storm, which I used to say up there in Texas. Take me to the storm. No. The storm is everywhere. We ain't got to take me there if you're a Vegas Raider player. Chiefs show up. Chiefs need to get right. Then all of a sudden they get a win. And it feels good to be a Chief today. But I tell you why they don't feel fully confident. Because this style of Chiefs football is not the way that they're going to go out there and become Super Bowl champions again. Must I remind you that games coming into here, you saw the Chiefs was trying to establish a running game. Must I remind you, all of a sudden you see the Chiefs last night, they're starting to play methodical, slow play football because they're trying to get back to basics, fundamentals. It adds up to a lot of points. What did they score last night? 41? But then I also see, the Patriots keep it close to the vest. They score 45, but they do it their style. This ain't the Chiefs' style, and this is why they don't feel fully confident.
Here's, Zosel, what we cannot do.
What?
What we cannot do is take away how great the Chiefs have played, at least as of late, because of the adversity going on elsewhere with teams that they have played. Remember, Coach Peterson, former Boise State Washington coach, he told me that the best teams have to know how to deal with three things over the course of a game. Random events, adversity, and sudden change.
Yeah.
I won't just say over the course of a game, over the course of a season. Because sure, The Chiefs played the Packers, and the Packers didn't have Aaron Rodgers. And now come back and you beat the Raiders, and they have a lot of drama. It's drama on every team in the NFL right now. Browns, they got drama with Odell Beckham. Dolphins, who's going to be their quarterback? Anywhere you look, you got drama. Giants, Saquon is here today. Saquon is gone tomorrow. Like every
all bad teams sound like the Chiefs are in the right company.
No, what it sounds like is the Chiefs know how to handle their drama. They know how to handle their random events. They know how to handle their adversity. They know how to handle their sudden change. Literally, every team has drama. Cowboys, they had a player get a DUI during a bye week. Eagles, Nick Sirianni, he looked like a terrible head coach early on in the season and still got questions. Washington, their starting quarterback. Who is their starting quarterback? Now Heineke looks good. It don't matter where you go, you got drama. Who can handle the drama best? I'm not going to start redacting Chiefs victories because they're playing teams that can't handle drama. Chiefs just know how to handle their drama better than everybody else, and that counts when you're talking about winning ball games.
Man, drama is consistent throughout the entire league. Injuries are consistent throughout the entire league. Racist emails? We're starting to draw a line here. Death? Sorry, respect to the dead. Death? Guns and videos? The team that they beat up on, I don't think is enough of an indicator of where the Chiefs are. It feels good to step on the Raiders while they're down, but it doesn't mean you really raise yourself up that high in comparison to what I expect from the Chiefs. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers had a big win in his return to the Packers. We will tell you if it would make us forget all about the drama around the quarterback. But first, the Cowboys got back on track in a big way Sunday. I see you, Dak. Tell you if they're the best team in the NFL. That's next on Speed.
Let's head to Dallas because the Cowboys bounced back from last week's loss with a blowout win over the Falcons. Dak Prescott had a great day, 3 total touchdowns, and Dallas scored 29 points in the second quarter alone. Dak said, when the team is focused, they are, quote, capable of doing some great things. That's an understatement. So, are the Cowboys the best team in the NFL?
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the NFL. Let's talk top-tier teams, and let's talk top-tier teams with the best record. When all things are equal, you just got to bet on talent. And to me, right now, in the top tier of teams, all things are equal. Let's look at the Green Bay Packers. Top team, right? But running game obviously going to be compromised for the short run here. Aaron Jones injury, even though big deal look like the real deal, especially in the cold. Right. Ain't nobody tackling all that. Ain't nobody dealing with all that body mass index. No, you can have it. Run for where you want to run. You can have it, big dog. But still, in terms of talent, I'll still give the nod to the Dallas Cowboys without those same injury concerns. Let's talk the AFC. If you talk about the Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry's missing right now. And the Tennessee Titans still rolling along. But in terms of performance, if I had to just visualize them facing the Dallas Cowboys, once again, I would say talent trumps all. So by default, or should I say it in this block, you ready, Acho? By default, tough crowd. By default, I would have to say it's the Dallas Cowboys. Let's be real about this. Dallas Cowboys have multiple ways to slice you and beat you up. Their only issue this year, which is really a disturbing issue, but it came up and we saw it, was they lost focus against the Denver Broncos, as they said. Here's my problem with losing focus if you're the Dallas Cowboys. You go to the doctor, you go to the optometrist to go see him because, hey, my vision's kind of messed up, my focus, I need some help. And then he works it out, right? You get LASIK, you get your glasses, whatever it may be. Dallas Cowboys, you didn't go to the doctor. You just went into a game, not focused, and thought that everything would be cool. That's disturbing to me. I'd rather lose physically than lose mentally, because if I lose mentally, that means I didn't even have a chance to go out there physically, right? So the Dallas Cowboys did show me one thing about them that I have a question mark. But in terms of them versus the other top teams out there, Tampa Bay included, Rams included, wherever you want to go, I say by default, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys are the best team if and only if they score first.
Don't do this.
And now I've really looked at it. So the Cowboys I think they're the best team in the NFC as it stands right now. For me to say they're the best team in the NFL, there's a contingency tied to that.
How?
And the contingency is the Cowboys getting on the board first. When the Cowboys get on the board first, they freak out opponents. Opponents are like, yo, we got to get into a shootout with these Cowboys, man. We got to see if we can match them. And no opponent in the National Football League, in my mind, can go blow for blow with the Dallas Cowboys through the air, not at this junction in time. Just can't do it.
There you go.
Cowboys, Trayvon Diggs, they're going to take the ball away if you try to pass it that much. And Dak Prescott, Kellen Moore, plus Michael Gallup is back. They are too good through the air. I don't think anybody can go blow for them through the air. But when you really start to do your homework on these Cowboys, all their blowouts come when they score first. Against the Falcons, they get on the board first. Against the Giants, they get on the board first. Against the Eagles, they get on the board first. Their losses, however, come when the other team scores first. And their close games come when the other team scores first. Buccaneers, they scored first. Broncos, they scored first. It's more to it than just who scores first. You got to dig deeper and ask yourself the why. This is great for y'all at the water cooler. If you get the lead, Marcellus knows this as well as I do, you can stay in your game. Run the football, time management, control the clock. When the Broncos scored first, they said, you know what? We don't got to get into a shootout against these Cowboys. We're just going to run for upwards of 180 yards. When the Patriots scored first, we don't got to get into a shootout against these Cowboys. We're just going to run the football, manage the clock, and stay in our game. You can't beat the Cowboys playing their game, but you can stay close to and beat the Cowboys playing your game. So the Cowboys are the best team in the NFL when they get on the board first. Because when they get on the board first, now you got to try to play their game. And nobody can beat the Cowboys better than the Cowboys.
See, that's my point, and that's why they're the best team in the NFL. One, if they play their game, then guess what? You can't keep up with them because they have the horses. Two, you actually said that they're the best team in the NFL. Which conference is stronger, NFC or AFC?
NFC.
NFC. And you said they're the best in the NFC, so guess what? They're the best in the NFL for me. I hear you, big dog. Woo, these Dallas Cowboys special, man. They scored, 36 points in the first half? Oh, my God. Most since 1980. Goodness. That's a long time for these Dallas Cowboys to show this type of offensive prowess. Now, what's happening for them is, like you said, in games where they could stay in their rhythm, stay in their program, stay in their scheme. You know what happens? The playbook stays open fully. And that's what every coach is desiring. They go out there with their little play sheet, 15 scripted. Cleveland Browns got the best scripted plays in the world. I'm just telling you that. I'll get to that in the next block. Point being, they script them out. And then they work. Or they don't work. And then all of a sudden, we start looking from the scripted plays to what the playbook says. But if we find ourselves behind, cut a few of those chapters off. Close that book a little bit because we're now being forced by them dictating terms that we can only do this much. When the Dallas Cowboys have their playbook fully open, every single volume, every single chapter, who can compete with them? I know the Arizona Cardinals are out there, but 2 games missing with Kyler Murray. And all of a sudden, you start looking at this team like, okay, they'll get themselves back as well. But this is a team that has its issues as well. They don't even have the firepower of the Cowboys. No one has the same talent as the Cowboys except the Bucs when fully healthy. And they're not fully healthy. So that nod to me, by nose, Dallas Cowboys.
I look at it, and you know me, and you know where I'm stuck at with these Cowboys. The thing that will stop the Cowboys, and not may, the thing that will stop the Cowboys. I'm calling it now. You already know what it is.
Come on.
Mike McCarthy.
Come on.
The reason I call it like that, why the Cowboys lose to the Broncos? They just had a bad game. I'm telling y'all, we've been on the football field, Sel and I. Bad games don't just happen. Collateral damage occurs. One bad event leads to another bad event, leads to another bad event. And before you know it, all those bad events conglomerate are one bad game.
Conglomerate, he went. All right.
Cowboys, first 4th down against the Denver Broncos. You go for it. You don't get it. Okay? Broncos go 3 and out. Next time, 4th down again, Dallas Cowboys. We don't want points. Go for it again. You don't get it. Now the Broncos take the lead. McCarthy, 3-0 on Denver will make them freak out, especially with 2 gloves, Teddy. Real talk. 3-0 on Denver in Dallas. Denver's already going to start freaking out. Cowboys got a lead. That would freak them out. Let's talk about the Patriots. A game in which the Patriots probably should have won, but definitely could have won. Go for it. First 4th down. Your own territory, Mike McCarthy. Don't get it. Less than 5 plays later, Patriots are in the end zone. Now it's 7-0 Patriots. Now the Patriots have the most rushing yards all season against you up to that point, Dallas Cowboys. And now all of a sudden, you're in a dogfight with the Patriots team that is not nearly as good as you. And that Patriots team was not this Patriots team.
What, yesterday's?
That Patriots team was not yesterday's Patriots team.
No, they weren't.
So the person who will get in the way of the Dallas Cowboys. Not might. Will get in the way of the Dallas Cowboys is Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is the only reason I can't unequivocally, confidently say the Cowboys are the best team in the NFL. Because we've seen it twice now from him.
What?
And we've only seen 9 games.
What we see?
2 times now that Mike McCarthy has hampered the Cowboys. Like, Mike McCarthy, you're supposed to give the start gun to the Cowboys, and you have hampered the Cowboys. Cowboys were able to pull it off against the Patriots by the grace of Trayvon Diggs. They weren't able to pull it off against the Broncos. Mike McCarthy's going to cost these Cowboys when it's all said and done.
Mike McCarthy going to cost the Cowboys? Where they do that at? You said a couple of games that he cost them already. So you saying Bruce Arians cost the Tampa Bay Bucks a couple games? The Saints?
He has. His Saints last year, 38-3.
Well, what about this year? Saints again. Washington, no mascot. You lost to the no mascots, and you're a Super Bowl champion? Boy, you better stop. We know Arizona has its issues. I almost want to just put them in the side column. Like, we'll figure you out, Arizona, as you figure yourself out and get healthy. Rams lost to Tennessee. You gonna blame Sean McVay? Without Derrick Henry?
I blame Stafford on that one.
You blame Stafford? Oh, you love
spazzed in the end zone.
Oh, yeah, it's always the player when it ain't the Cowboys. Okay, it's the coach. Oh, the Packers, 20. You're 20th ranked in offense. You got Aaron Rodgers. Oh, you gonna blame? Oh, it's on Aaron Rodgers.
We know this is on Rodgers.
Oh, well, I knew he was gonna
do this,
another player.
Don't you do this.
You never blame a coach unless it's Mike McCarthy. And none of these coaches outside of Bruce Arians won a Super Bowl, but Bruce Arians and Mike McCarthy. But you like to blame the players. What about Tennessee? How far are they gonna go? How far can you go without Henry? Tannehill's thrown interception 4 of his last 5 games and is still not having a great season, despite winning. You betting on them or Vrabel? You gonna blame Vrabel some of those? No.
If the Cowboys have the best talent, which you say they do,
I don't.
Then what's their limiting reactant?
Them.
You said the
players,
Cowboys,
just like all the other teams. The players on the other teams, players on the Cowboys. They weren't focused. They said that.
But who dictates the focus of a unit? I dictate the focus of myself.
Individual?
Marcellus dictates the focus of himself, but others dictate the focus of us as a collective.
Who?
So,
COVID?
Heller? Individuals dictate their own focus, but the boss dictates the focus of the unit. That's the issue. Like, you give it. Your answer is leading to mine.
No, your answer. You know what? This is so good. This is the slice of life that we need to really highlight. Right now, you're winning this argument, this last 37 seconds. You won, all right? Well, Marcellus, he got you boxed in. And then I think about the most successful team in the NFL and the history of the NFL to me. New England Patriots,
yes,
right? And the dynasty. And it wasn't about Belichick controlling those troops. If you talk to him, and then even from the outside, you can see it. It was about the enforcers he had within that group. And those were the ones who kept the culture alive. You can't boss a culture. You can't sit there from your high and mighty corner office and say, everyone here do what I say. You need some plants out there, right? And that's what Mike McCarthy is doing with this team. You think that Dak Prescott's not an enforcer? And Dak Prescott even admitted after this game, yeah, we as good as they come if we're focused. But it's not on Mike McCarthy to keep them focused. Mike McCarthy's still saying every day, you guys need to focus. He put it in the weight room. You guys need to focus. Leaving the training room. You guys need to focus. But if you go on the field and cats ain't focused, that's on those cats.
I'm still going to put it on the coach. Here's why. Let's go personalize it. I'll go back to Texas. Mac Brown you were never going to see Mac Brown yell at a player. Ever.
Never?
No. What you would see is this. Different coaches yell at players, but you weren't going to see Mac yell at players.
Okay.
Mac would privately tell the coach, hey, go cuss out Acho. You're not going to see Mac cuss out Acho, but you will see a linebacker coach or a defensive coordinator cuss me out. But Mac understands I have a responsibility. My responsibility is to delegate to still make sure that different people are handling their business. I still put it on Mike McCarthy because Mac would come to me at times and say, hey, you're a leader on this team. You're a senior captain. Make sure you handle X. You're a leader on this team. You're a senior captain. Make sure you handle Y. So he still is commissioning the troops to go out there and patrol.
As he should.
Mike McCarthy, if he's not going to do it, he still needs to make sure he has that private conversation with Dak. Have that private conversation with, I don't know, whoever you want to call the leader on defense, because their best players are their youngest players since DeMarcus Lawrence is out. But Mike McCarthy still got to have those conversations and plant those seeds. I still think it starts at the top.
Did y'all ever win a national championship?
We went.
Did y'all ever win one?
4 teams won while I was there.
Oh, okay. Did he ever win one before you or after you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Mac Brown did, national championship.
Yeah, 05, like you weren't there. Rose Bowl, Vince Young.
Okay, good. Because it sounds like with y'all had an issue with lack of talent. And so The senior captain sitting up here. What was the score in your national championship game again?
I don't even remember.
Oh, you forgot. Amnesia, huh?
Blacked out. Trent Richardson was the score. Mark Ingram was the score.
Oh.
Julio Jones was the score.
Players.
Dante Hightower was the score.
Players, not the coach.
Nick Saban was the score.
Oh, making my point. Coming up, Baker Mayfield had a Sunday to forget with an injury and a blowout loss. Mac was like, damn, why we can't win this year? We'll tell you if the Browns quarterback is holding his team back. Next, 37-21. Oh, that was over at halftime. Oh, speak for yourself. Y'all got spanked. This week on Thursday Night Football, Mac Jones leads the Patriots to Atlanta to battle Matt Ryan and the Falcons. All starts 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. And speaking of the Patriots, they blew out the Browns Sunday for their fourth straight win. Baker Mayfield threw for under 100 yards, y'all, with an interception and a fumble. And he left in the third quarter with a knee injury. Kevin Stefanski said he could have returned, but Baker's team is now 5-5 and are last in the AFC North. I chose Baker Mayfield holding the Browns back.
No, sir. Baker's not holding the Browns back. I will admit that. I have to. He's also, though, not propelling them forward.
Okay.
And I think if you are actually a truth teller, that's the only truth that you can tell.
Box me in with your... That's the only thing you can say.
If you're a truth teller, that's the only truth to be told.
Oh.
He's not holding them back, and here's why. I know what life looks like for the Browns without Baker Mayfield. I was a part of that life. 2012, I was on the Cleveland Browns. Albeit I was hurt, but I was in that locker room every day rehabbing my butt off. I was on the field as a practice squad player when healthy. I know what life looks like for the Browns with Johnny Manziel, with Brady Quinn, with Robert Griffin, with Brandon Weeden, with my guy Colt McCoy. I know what it looks like with those players. So you cannot tell me that the best thing that's happened to the Browns in the last 25 years, Baker Mayfield, is holding the Browns back, because I know what life looks like without Baker Mayfield. But you also can't fully tell me that Baker Mayfield is propelling the Browns forward. Sal, you always tell me on this show that there's your truth, there's my truth, and then there is the truth.
The truth.
I think that there is an aspect of he's not holding them back, he's not propelling them forward, and what Baker Mayfield is actually doing to and for these Cleveland Browns is found somewhere between those two. So that's the honest answer. And in all honesty,
really?
I think that's the truth.
That's the truth.
I don't think that's yours, nor is it mine. That is
mine.
the truth. But they pay me to have to listen to your truth. So, unfortunately, I'm all ears.
Hey, I respect you, bro. You up here preaching right now, and you know you in your bag because you said the truth. Now, if you were just talking, then Gary, you say the truth. But you said the. You really mean this take, okay. Oh, Baker Mayfield holding them back. Woo! Oh, man, tie Baker Mayfield to the Cleveland Browns and throw him in the river because Baker Mayfield is the weight holding them down. Oh, man, I don't know if I'm watching the episode of Power or Kanan or BMF. What is Baker Mayfield? BMF? Oh, Lord, Baker Mayfield out. What is BMF out there doing? Baker Mayfield is, I don't want to say he's bad because Baker Mayfield has talent. Baker Mayfield, when scripted on the program, those first 15 plays, the first drive of this game, up 7-0. Baker Mayfield looking great. He's a good quarterback. Here's the problem with the NFL. They're going to always take you off script. They're always going to test that program. They're always going to say, what's your plan B? And that's when Baker Mayfield floats all the way down to sinks at the bottom of the river. Here's Baker Mayfield, 1 of 11 on third down. The Cleveland Browns went yesterday. Can't put it all on Baker Mayfield. Why? Because Baker Mayfield couldn't even finish the entire game. Let's talk about Baker Mayfield yesterday. Lost 45-7 to a rookie. He already been lapped in his class by Josh Allen, by Lamar Jackson. And now you letting the rookies come in there and methodically tear your team apart when your team on paper is one of the best teams in the NFL, certainly tier 1. I would go Dallas, Tampa Bay, and Cleveland Browns right there, probably in that order. But Acho wants me to believe that, the Cleveland Browns without Baker Mayfield, it should be the measuring stick. That should not be the measuring stick. I'll get deeper on that in a second, but It's not about the Cleveland Browns without Baker Mayfield because they also didn't have other players. Did they have Kareem Hunt when Johnny Manziel was there? Did they have
Nick
Chubb? They had Nick Chubb.
They didn't have him yesterday.
Okay, did they? Jarvis Landry play with? Like, the point is, I love when we highlight, before Baker Mayfield. Well, before a lot of these players as well, but that's not the standard. I grew up with both my parents. Thank God, man. I did not choose that. That's just my reality. Thank God. Also grew up across the street from my best friend, Jabari Magnus. He didn't grow up with his parents in the household nuclear family like I did. Matter of fact, a lot of cousins, aunties, big mama, you know the whole scenario, right? Dude never got a B, valedictorian, college scholarships, academics, went to Cornell University, top manager, top executive, Wall Street. And a lot of times we get into these binary situations with or without. With your parents, without. Your success rate, this and that. Dog, if you're a baller, if you want it, you're going to go get it. And I don't see the Jabari Magnus and Baker Mayfield. He ain't trying to go get it. And now I got to hit you with this to let you know how bad he is. Let you know, hold your breath. We're going to the bottom of the river. Full screen time. Let's show you half-baked right here, Baker Mayfield. Oh, my God. Let's look at that win percentage. Anybody? This is against opponents with winning records. Yuck. Yuck, Brother Jay says, yuck. 61% completion percentage, 37 to 32 touchdown interception, and 82 passer rating. Take that off. Last point, and I ain't want to highlight this because I don't want the guy to die. He already dead at the bottom. Fumbles. 37 touchdowns, 32 interceptions, and fumbleitis. Yesterday, the game was lost simply like this. Baker Mayfield went up the field, scripted, 7 points. They went up the field, 7 points. Baker Mayfield throws the interception. All of a sudden, they score 14. He has the punt. He has the punt. He has the fumble. It's a wrap because the team doesn't have confidence in Baker Mayfield.
I like everything you said because everything you said was factual. However, before I talk more about my fears, let me talk about my faith in Baker Mayfield because clearly there are a lot of negatives. But if you ask me if Baker is holding the Browns back, then what are the Browns without Baker Mayfield? So I told you, I didn't fight much in college, but I was a peacekeeper, so I kept a lot of fights from occurring. Oftentimes, I remember there was one time, one of my linebackers, he was trying to get into a fight, but I'm holding him back. And when you hold somebody back in a football fight, you hear and you hear.
You better be.
Okay, you hear and you hear, and you just, that's it.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, hey, stop holding me back, bro, stop holding me back. I ended up catching a straight elbow in my chest.
I saw that.
Okay, say less. No, be free. But then all of a sudden, I let him go, and he starts looking back, looking left. I ain't holding you back no more. Go do your thing.
Ooh.
But he did nothing without me holding him back either.
Ooh.
So I wasn't actually holding him back.
Ooh.
He was holding himself back.
Ooh,
if we want to say that the Browns are holding, Baker is holding the Browns back, then who and what are the Browns about to do without Baker Mayfield? Because I know prior to Baker Mayfield showing up, the Browns had not been to the playoffs in 15 years, since 2002. Prior to Baker Mayfield showing up, the Browns had not won a playoff game since 1994. Prior to Baker Mayfield showing up, the Browns were changing quarterbacks like they change clothes. Prior to Baker Mayfield showing up, the Browns weren't really about that action. So we can't act as though Baker's holding the Browns back. Because if Baker were to ever let the Browns go, which they were without Baker prior to 2018, the Browns weren't making no noise. So I'm not convinced that Baker's holding the Browns back. I think Baker is like me holding my old teammate back from a fight. Let him go. And then you'll see they weren't going to do nothing without me holding them back either.
Dog, what kind of standards you got? Tremendous take, first of all. Let me just give you flowers right now. I ain't going to give you a dozen, though. I'll give you 11. I'm going to keep one for me because I need a flower, too, damn it. Look. Those some low standards. And I get it. They were set before Baker Mayfield. He walked into a situation where he's like, I'm ready to dunk. And he looks up and he's like, where's the rim? They're like, it's down here. Oh, it's easy to dunk in Cleveland, right? The rim's so damn low. That's what the problem is. I take care of my kids. I ain't never been to jail. You ain't supposed to be, dog. I don't want to hear all this. Oh, I took you to the playoffs. I'm not the reason we went to the playoffs, but I'm a part of the contributing factors. Look, it's almost like you're telling me like daddy's home. And it's like, daddy, where you been? And then daddy's home, daddy gone. And then you're like, oh, but you know what? He did stay for a couple of days. He did get us to the playoffs. Like, that's not the standard. You are ghetto. Here's the thing. If I were still in the league, let me be real. I would not want to play with Baker Mayfield. You know why? Because the league told me where I need to go in terms of optimizing my abilities. This is a quarterback-driven league. Everywhere we go, everywhere we look, we hear the NFL tell us it's all about the quarterback. By the success of these teams, but also by the rules. It's easier to practice than ever. You have to protect everyone on the football field, especially the quarterback, and defensive or wide receivers. That wasn't a part of our game. Everything is to protect the offensive side of the game and protect the game as a whole. We respect that. And it all has reduced the game to being an elite 11. It's a passing skills camp, basically, with a lot of violence in between. So if you go somewhere, you need to go where there's a quarterback, no matter what position you play, because if not, you're not going to have good fortunes. If I were still a present-day player and had the opportunity to go somewhere, would I go somewhere with a roller coaster quarterback? Would I go somewhere with an inconsistent quarterback? Would I go somewhere where, I don't know, the mantra is we're better without Odell Beckham Jr. We're better without uber talent. What? How's that looking right now without Odell Beckham Jr.? See, that's the problem. Baker Mayfield back against the wall 1 week. Next week, you're losing to a rookie. That's not supposed to happen if you're a franchise quarterback.
Sal, you know that this show is like therapy for me.
Oh,
You helped me work through some great things. You helped me work through.
Here's my bill. Here's my bill, Racho. Here's my bill.
No, listening to you is also taxing. So can we work through my fears at the big board?
Oh, let's go. I ain't never scared.
We got to go through the big board because,
What we doing?
well, I have my faith in Baker.
Show me, Panky.
I also have some fears about Baker.
I know.
You know.
Let's hear the real. Finally.
Sal, man, when I was in college, this is the thing that kept me up at night. When I was in college, they said, "Hey,
What's her name?
Acho."
Oh, sorry. No, just ask.
They said, "Hey, Acho,
What?
somewhere somebody is working harder than you, and when you meet them, they will win."
Mm-hmm.
And as I think about Baker Mayfield, I'm like, man, Baker's okay. But somewhere, somebody is better than Baker Mayfield. And when he sees them, they will win. Let's look at the quarterbacks in the AFC. Because there are a lot I know that are better than Baker. Sal, would you disagree with me? All these quarterbacks are for sure better than Baker.
Yes, no doubt. Where's the rest?
Okay, now I think there
There's
are
more.
4 more quarterbacks that are in conversation of could be better than Baker, might be worse than Baker.
yeah.
Burrow, Mack,
Yeah.
Tannehill, Wentz. So at best, Baker's the 6th best quarterback in the AFC. At worst, Baker is the 11th or 10th best quarterback in the AFC. Hey, you put all these cats ahead of Baker, or just 3 to 4 of them?
Yeah, and more. You got another list? I mean, we got a couple.
So my real fear with Baker, Sal, is that
Let's go.
even if he is good for the Browns, which I think he is, when he played Mahomes, who was better, week 1, they lost. When he played your boy Herbert, week 5, who was better, they lost.
Yes.
When he played Joe Burrow, Baker was better, they won. But when he played Mac Jones, Mac was better, they lost.
Yeah.
My real fear with Baker isn't so much that he's not good. I'm not as far right or far left as you. But I do know that somewhere, somebody is better than Baker.
Yeah.
And when he sees them, they typically win.
But see, here's the problem with Baker Mayfield. I love this because I now can visualize how many players out there, which means the teams are in better position because of the quarterbacks that they have. Baker Mayfield needs crutches. He needs the running game. He needs the perfect roster. He needs everything to go for him to be who Baker Mayfield is. The problem with Baker Mayfield is not his talent level. It's not the flashes of brilliance. It's the consistent excellence that I don't see from him. And the fact that he needs to be propped up to be consistent. If you look at every one of these quarterbacks, you almost can think and visualize, I could take away a running game in this game. I could take away the defense that game. There's something in that guy that says, throw the crutches to the side. Let me go out there and ball out. I have not seen that enough from Baker Mayfield.
Okay, you make a good point, because I didn't think about that when I was creating this list. However, these, I would say, are all non-crutch guys.
Yes.
All these are non-crutch guys.
I could do this.
I would say all these are still crutch guys.
Something needed.
Burrow has shown us some non-crutch potential, but all these are still crutch guys.
Yes, talk to me.
So even if when Baker balls, he's still capable of beating these guys. Capable for sure. But it's these guys, would you say, that Baker is incapable more often than not of beating?
Well, it's just like you, Acho. You look immaculate right now, right? If anybody wanted to come up here and pick you apart, they will have a hard time and a long time trying to do it. But there's this one thing, you don't have any socks on, right? So somebody would say, let's get him some socks, right? Here's the thing with Baker Mayfield. You look at him and you're like, everything about this team is perfect. And then there's Baker Mayfield, the sockless one. And you're like, can I just change the socks? Do you imagine this team? That was the quarterback. Even that. even knows guys. And that's where I think Kevin Stefanski is now. He's looking at his situation. He's like, it's perfectly groomed, except one issue. And he's not an issue, because you're not an issue right now. You look fresh still without the socks, but damn it, if somebody had to change this team, there's only one place you can point at. Right there, Baker Mayfield. Coming up, that was clean, bro. Aaron Rodgers' return was successful, but we'll tell you if the Packers win, will make us forget all about the drama with the quarterback. That's next on Speak for Yourself.
Give me some socks, please. My ankle is ashy.
I mean, if you're nitpicking. Aaron Rodgers had a highly publicized 10-day absence after testing positive for COVID-19. His return was a success with nearly 300 passing yards in the shutout win over the Seahawks. Rodgers acknowledged the backlash he received after the game. Take a listen. Oh.
There's always going to be criticism in this world. I don't define myself by the criticism, but I understand it's a part of this because this issue is definitely polarizing. But again, I'm just so deeply grateful for all the people that reached out.
So, Acho, does this win make you forget about Aaron Rodgers' drama?
Absolutely not. This win actually simply reminded me of it. This win made the sting last a little bit longer. This win just reminded me, wait a second, Aaron Rodgers, even in the midst of the win, why did you play so terribly? So now I'm wondering, wait, why is Aaron Rodgers playing so bad as I'm watching the game? He just threw a red zone interception. He don't do that. What the heck is going on with Rodgers? Oh, wait, that's what it was. It was because of COVID. It was because of all the drama. I'm sure we've all been in these situations relationally. Ooh. You think you're over something with your significant other, with your best friend, with your parents, whatever the case may be. Then all of a sudden they do something and you're like, why am I so irritated by that? Oh, wait, I'm not really over it. Yeah. Oh, wait, they did that because of the exact reason I'm currently upset. We got the full screen of the lingering drama. Aaron Rodgers, weeks 2 through weeks 8. 17 touchdowns, 1 pick, 68% completion percentage, 114 passer rating. But week 1 and week 10, 0 touchdowns, 3 picks, 58% completion percentage, 58 passer rating. Remove the full screen. Let's talk about why that's important. The one most important lesson I think I learned in football, never let one bad play beat you twice. That's what they usually tell defensive backs, because a cornerback will get beat for a 50-yard touchdown, and instantly on the sideline they say, don't get beat twice. It's not literal. It's figurative, meaning don't think about that one bad play, thus having another bad play, because you're still thinking about that one bad play. Don't get beat twice. Aaron Rodgers consistently has been beaten twice, Sal. Dramatic offseason. So much chaos in the offseason. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, football season is here. It's week 1. Put the offseason behind you. He doesn't. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Packers lose to the Saints. Worst home loss since 1958. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, COVID drama. You're out for 13 days. Put that behind you. He doesn't. Week 10. No passing touchdowns, 1 interception, terrible performance. Somehow the Packers win. Aaron Rodgers is consistently being beaten twice by his off-the-field drama. For that reason, I ain't forgot.
Strong. And I haven't forgotten either. And I haven't forgotten because those two things, those two lanes don't connect in terms of how we perceive Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is so interesting that he knows that there's a player and there's a person first. The world knows that as well. But what he's trying to do and what lines he's trying to blur, Robin Thicke, is the fact that he's trying to make us think now that we should prioritize that he's a person before a player in a performance-based business. That's why I love the fact that you started off by just showing the numbers. Like, look, Aaron Rodgers, the reason why we're even giving this story so much attention, the legs it has, is because of the player you are. Let's just start there. Because if a nondescript, nobody knows his name, backup would do it the same exact thing, Aaron Rodgers, it's not headline news. But it's headline news because of everything you've given us as ammunition as a performer, as a player. Now, don't come out here now and try to erase a performance by saying, oh, I was affected by the person. Aaron Rodgers needs to understand one thing. And this is probably what people who are uberly talented and like supremely gifted like Aaron Rodgers are thinking. Since I'm so good at what I do, Don't I get a pass for anything else I want to do? Or more importantly, can I do whatever I want to do since I'm so good at what I do? And nobody gets a full pass to be an ass. No one does in this world.
I need that bar, Sal.
Nobody gets a full pass to be an ass, man. I try to tell these cats, no matter how high you get on that horse, you're still on the horse. And it will buck, and it will criticize, and it will condemn. Aaron Rodgers, and I know we've seen it from a lot of people, when they get super high on their horse, they think they're untouchable, above the law. I could do what I want to do. I could manipulate. I could lie. I don't have to tell you anything. And the horse bucks. I don't want to hear you're misty-eyed. I don't care if you are misty-eyed. Being real, you know what I care about? Did you lead your team to a victory? Yes, you did. Did you perform the way you should have? No, you didn't. But that's okay, Aaron Rodgers. But remember, we're going to remember why you didn't perform the way you should have. It's because you're letting these other things get in the way.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish I could just stand up and give you a standing ovation, big dog.
Why you can't, though? You don't want the socks?
Yeah, I'm tied into the chair.
Me too, I know.
No, everything you said is perfect. I couldn't have not have said it better, but I will simply add to it.
Let's go.
We said on Friday, I said on Friday, if you're going to be a diva, you better be able to sing.
Sing.
If you're going to be a diva, and Aaron Rodgers, you have proven to be the diva of all divas. If you're going to be a diva, you better yodelay.
There you go.
You better do something, Rodgers. And you have not sung after your biggest actions of being a diva. Huge diva this offseason. Week 1, you ain't sing. You ain't make the football sing either. 2 interceptions. Week 10, you ain't sing. You ain't make the football sing either. No touchdowns, 1 interception. Aaron Rodgers, if you going to be a diva, big dog, I'm going to need you to get on that stage and sing now. I'm not going to be so mad at you being a diva. Just make sure when it's time for you to perform and the lights come on, I need you to perform. And at least yesterday, he ain't do that. Week 1, he ain't do that. In between, sure, he gets it done. But after his biggest actions of being a diva, he doesn't sing. I don't mind you being a diva. But if you're going to be a diva, you better get them vocal cords loose.
And you get them loose. I seen your IG lately of that Kawhi piano. Kawhi Leonard? Is that the piano? You got a Kawhi piano? It ain't gonna play long. It's like it's gonna take a chord or 2 off. Here's the thing. I want to say this. It was refreshing to see Aaron Rodgers not perform. It really was, because it just reminds me that no matter who you are, that you're still a human being. You know, our coach used to always tell us, oh, they still put on their clothes 1 leg at a time like we do. Right? Because I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you the times where I felt like I was on top, and more importantly, all the times I witnessed others on top, right? Which was longer in terms of calendar time. And I used to sit there. Bruce Smith, perfect example. I'm like, I used to look at Bruce walk, because I was like, if I walk like him, maybe I could play like I used to get into the little details, like maybe if I just sat in meetings and looked at what he saw, like instead of playing my game and just trying to refine it, I tried to borrow, I tried to bite his style. And it's crazy when you watch an Aaron Rodgers from afar. I'm sure every young quarterback is watching Aaron Rodgers, like Aaron Rodgers watched the great and Brett Favre when he was a young quarterback. And through osmosis, you're trying to take it in, and you're like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. I need to adopt that. And it's good to see even the mighty fall, because then it reminds you, oh, it's about how you build yourself up every single day. Not that you get to some place where you're untouchable and you're just cemented as great. You got to put in that work every single day, and the rent is due every single day. So it was good to see Aaron Rodgers not perform, but knowing Aaron Rodgers, this is why he's great. He responds to adversity. He will still be consistently excellent. Coming up, Patrick Mahomes reminded everyone why he and his Chiefs are the reigning AFC champs. We'll tell you if they're the most dangerous team in the conference. Next on Speak For Yourself. What kind of piano is that, for real, though?
I think it was a...
It's a Kawhi, huh? You got a letter.
Now, the Chiefs had a rocky start this season, but now they've won 3 straight games after last night's blowout win over the Raiders. Patrick Mahomes threw for 5 touchdown passes and told Peter King after the game, quote, guys wanted to show that we are still the Kansas City Chiefs. We can still be a dominant team, close quote. Sel, let's talk. Got to talk to you. I got to talk to you. Are the Chiefs the most dangerous team in the AFC?
No, they're not the most dangerous team in the AFC. And it's not because of the competition. It's because of their style of play and their lack of confidence. Let's talk about the danger in this team. And there's some danger, obviously. More scary than dangerous. Danger! Let's go mystical right now. Oh, wow. Did that just...
I know that song.
You know that song?
Give me my credit when it's due.
Okay.
I know that one.
There you go.
You. Okay.
All right. So since this team is not dangerous, they're kind of mystical in terms of, let's just envision the Kansas City Chiefs when they were 2019 Super Bowl champions. Okay, now let's talk about the team we're seeing right now. The issue I have with this team is the fact that they're not a closed fist. The issue I have with this team is that they're not playing their style of football the way that they want to play it. Hey, you can't argue with the results yesterday. 5 touchdown passes and you spank up on the Raiders, even though in that game, third quarter, 12 minutes left, only a 3-point game. I'm not nitpicking here. I'm just bringing it up to highlight the fact that we look at these Chiefs, once again, not 100 yards rushing. Okay, that's not the Chiefs style. What is the Chiefs style? You know what the Chiefs style is? Explosive plays, mindlessness, not going out there and being methodical and boring, fundamental, basic football. Long play drives, 2 deep safeties. Okay, let's just beat you at the chains and chains. I'm glad that they responded to what every team was challenging them to do, which is be methodical. But the Chiefs, when the Chiefs are rolling, oh, they're mindless. And this team right now is not mindless. They're not in the zone. They don't have the glow, Leroy. They don't have what they want. They have what they need to get out of the funk that they were in. But if the Chiefs are going to beat the other teams, let's just talk about the Tennessee Titans, because people in Tennessee think I hate their team. I don't. I just want to see what their team's going to look like when they get Derrick Henry back, a 250-pound running back who has a foot injury. Yao Ming and countless others come to mind in terms of when the big dogs have foot injuries, oh, it all collapses. I don't know what that team's going to look like, but let's just say what style of play they want to look like. Get a ball to Derrick Henry, get a ball to Derrick Henry, play action pass. They play that style of ball. The Chiefs, the way that they played last night, is not their style of ball. It worked out in terms of results, but it didn't work out in terms of performance.
Sal, the Chiefs are the most dangerous team in the NFL. And it's very simple. A lion in a cage is more dangerous than a sheep in the wilderness. And a lion in the cage is more dangerous than a sheep in the wilderness because in the event that lion ever gets up out that cage, they gonna do some harm.
Yeah.
And if the Chiefs have gotten up out that cage, because the Giants left that door cracked 3 weeks ago when the Chiefs beat them, that Aaron Rodgers was not in attendance when the Chiefs played the Packers, and he didn't shut the cage either. Then the Raiders just left the whole thing wide open, and now the Lion, which is the Chiefs, are running rampant through free. I spent some time on Twitter. I don't watch TV. I watch Twitter. People I watch Twitter.
I love you for that.
Tell
the truth, damn it.
I watched Twitter, and there was a video of a lion in a cage. A true story. I saw it yesterday. You may have seen it. A lion in a cage, and there's a heckler heckling this lion. And the lion is just sitting there, and the heckler would just touch the cage, and this lion just sitting there. One time the heckler touched the cage, and real quick the lion snapped and bit his arm. Heckler's just screaming. But now, though the lion was in the cage, you got too close to the lion, and now the lion done got a hold of you. The Chiefs are like that lion in the cage. They had been caged up for the majority of the first half of the season. Everybody's looking at the Chiefs like, oh, man, they not that dangerous. They not that dangerous. You just forgot. The Chiefs are still a lion, and a lion is dangerous the second it gets up out that cage or the second you get too close to it. Oftentimes, you hear this quote, and I had to live by this quote because I was not the most athletic in the National Football League, though I tried to be the smartest.
My dog.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Phenomenal quote. It's a great inspirational quote. I encourage all of you all to live by it, especially if you're not the most talented. There's one problem with that quote, however. What happens when talent does work hard? Then hard work, you don't stand a chance.
Right.
Execution can beat potential when potential doesn't execute.
I got it.
But what happens when potential does execute? Then execution alone, you don't stand a chance. And the Chiefs both have potential, and now they're executing. What happens when the potential that the Chiefs have execute? A 41-14 win over the Raiders and 5 touchdowns and 406 passing yards.
Yeah.
That's what we witnessed. Chiefs are the most dangerous.
Nah, man, I love you, but I listen to you too. And that's my problem, man. I be listening to... Look, I talk a lot, I listen more, yo. People always want to talk about this lion in the cage, right? And first of all, you ain't leaving no cage cracked open for a lion. It's either open or closed, okay? Ain't no crack, like, oh, I could get out, but I ain't. And look, here's the deeper part that you, and maybe others didn't catch on that. Who caged the lion? Lion didn't cage himself. You think the Chiefs caged themselves? You think the Chiefs said, you know what, this season, that's what we're going to do. Start off rocky and can't play against too deep. And Patrick Mahomes going to throw interceptions. And we're not going to have a running game. And our defense is going to be sorry. Lions said, where's the cage? Jump on me. Hell no. These teams them caged them and caged these Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Kansas City Chiefs, let's be real. They're still dangerous, but not the most dangerous because how you get caged? That's all I'm saying. I know people going to take it as a slight when I'm like, the Chiefs and their lethal attack is not the most dangerous because they're not roaming free, as you said. My thing is, if the Chiefs were playing their style of ball, a lion would be out there in the forest, brother, in the jungle, in the wild, not in a cage. I've been to Vegas before. I've seen them lions in the cage. I ain't spilled my drink. I was like, he in that cage, he ain't doing jack. Yeah, what up, boy? Now, if he got out, Hennessy everywhere. You kidding me? I'm out the joint. But when he's in that cage, you ain't scaring me like that. These Chiefs are not out the cage yet. They played the Raiders. We already talked about the Raiders' issues. Everyone knows these are real-life issues affecting this team. This team is now fully loaded mentally with the ammunition necessary to play football going forward. They're not. They're going to be sporadic, if not bad. We know that. They've had too much. They've taken in too much water, as they say. Here's the thing about the Chiefs. If I look at the Chiefs, how can they get back to what they were, the most dangerous? Say it like this. My son, MJ, you know. Favorite thing in this world, the best thing in this world. MJ said, Dad, can we take a trip to South America? He said this 2 days ago. I said, yeah. And he's like, and I want to go to the Amazon River and Amazon rainforest. I was like, yeah. He said, I want to grab a snake and then I want to bring it back and make it my pet. And I was like, okay. Now, I don't want to be the parent just say no and just be like, why? Because snakes are scary. I had to figure out a way to tell him this. Acho, so this is what I said. I said, imagine if a snake was in your bedroom in an aquarium. Would that snake be happy? He's like, yeah, because it would be my pet. I said, but how big is the Amazon rainforest and river? He said, Dad, it's over 4,000 miles long, right? I was like, and how big is your bedroom? And he was like, it's not that big. And I was like, yeah, it's not 4,000 miles long, son. I said, if you take him from that environment and then put him in this little box, let's just say he may not be the happiest snake, and I'd rather him be happy, wouldn't you? He's like, yeah, I don't want him to be unhappy, so let him stay in the Amazon. Here's the thing about these Chiefs. They not fully happy, dog. They spanked the Raiders. They feel cool, but as you said, Acho, they still in that cage. They are looking at their team not playing the way that they should play when they can roam free and play at the old Chiefs.
That's fair. I like all that. But I'll also acknowledge playing against the Chiefs is like playing Russian roulette. And while it might not be a fully loaded pistol, I'm still not trying to play Russian roulette.
Never.
Because what if the time they pull the trigger, that bullet is there? See, usually playing the Chiefs is typically playing a fully loaded gun. You know, regardless what happens, it's going to fire. It's going to shoot, and it's not a blank. Now it's like, I don't know what the Chiefs are going to shoot. But just like playing Russian roulette is incredibly dangerous, playing against the Chiefs is incredibly dangerous.
Good point.
Because what happens if this game, they actually do shoot a live bullet? It's going to hurt. The only time you don't flinch when a gun is pointed to your face is if you dead. And the Chiefs not dead, big dog. Chiefs still alive and kicking. So the Chiefs are the most dangerous team, not because we're sure they will bring it every single time, but just like Russian roulette, what if this is the time? Because yesterday, it was the time. 5 touchdowns, 400 passing yards.
It was the time.
What if this time is the time they actually do have something in that chamber, and this time they actually do aim for the kill? Chiefs are still the most dangerous because at least they got a bullet in the gun. I don't know if they got bullets in the gun, but at least they have a bullet in their gun, and that bullet will forever be Patrick Mahomes.
Did I just see yesterday a Detroit Lions team tie the Pittsburgh Steelers? Did I?
Without Ben Roethlisberger.
Did I see the Jacksonville Jaguars get a win against the Buffalo Bills?
That did happen, sir.
Last time I checked, all these guns got bullets somewhere. Like every team got a bullet. Now you try to tell me the Chiefs fully loaded? This is not a fully loaded team. This team is not fully loaded, not just in its talent, but also in its mentality right now. They can't figure out their winning formula and replicate that week in, week out just yet, right? So there are going to be spaces. Look, I'm not flinching in any situation if I'm on the football field because I got my own gun to shoot back at these same Chiefs. The Chiefs are this. That potential is there. The kinetic is not there yet. They have not put together consistent enough performances against the good to great teams to make us say, you know what, they're back. All they are right now is a team that had a history that we feared, and now we're looking at them like, yo, that's that dude again. But if you hit them in the mouth, we'll see how it goes. But the Raiders, to me, not a real test to hit them in the mouth. Coming up, Cowboys had a nice bounce-back win yesterday. We'll tell you if Dallas has removed all concerns. And that's next. Don't speak for yourself. Cowboys had a rough loss last week to the Broncos, but they bounced back with a blowout win over the Falcons. Dak Prescott talked about Atlanta's defense strategy, saying, quote, if they think that is the recipe for success against us, then good luck to them. We know what we're capable of. I choke. The Cowboys removed all concern. Toto.
To me, they did. Here's why I say that. They removed all concerns because what I'm worried about with the Cowboys isn't a concern. It's a reality. It's a fact. It's the truth.
Ooh.
It's not a concern. Something that concerns me can go one way, it can go the other. But for the Cowboys, my biggest point of contention is not a concern. It is an actuality, which is they cannot stop the run when a team commits to running the ball against them.
Okay, good point.
Cowboys have a certain ranking in how many rushing yards they give up per game. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, when you look at how many yards they give up per attempt, they're right at about 19th and 20th. Because if you actually commit to running the ball against the Cowboys, you can. So when I used to go on vacations out the country, before you go, you better call your bank. You better call your bank. You better call the credit card.
Well, you ain't got no money?
Before speak for yourself. I know I had a limit, big dog. It might be 5,000, might be 10,000. Either way, you have a limit. I'm not concerned about hitting my limit because my limit is a reality. It's a hard number. There's a point in which this stops. There's a point in which, hey, credit card decline. I'm not concerned about it.
Does that happen?
I know it will stop.
Yeah, it's a harsh reality, too. It's never happened to you.
The harshest.
Oh, it's the best.
So where I am with the Cowboys is like, I'm not concerned because a concern is something that can go one way, it might go another way. But I know in actuality what the Cowboys' issue is. And they did remove the concern because of that. The Falcons couldn't threaten them. They couldn't threaten the Cowboys' only true point of contention. And as I look at it, no team that the Cowboys are about to play will threaten that until they see the Cardinals at the end of the season or until they get into the playoffs. So, yes, they removed all concerns because the only issue I have with them is a fact it wasn't threatened.
Boy, I can't wait to see you next Monday when you come up in here because, boy, you have a reckoning to deal with. You know the Cowboys play the Chiefs this week, and you talking up these Chiefs. And, boy, you believe in these Cowboys outside of Mike McCarthy and this concern. I can't wait to see how this plays out and how it affects you because you got me believing in both teams. But both teams can't win unless you get to Pittsburgh, what was that? Detroit Lion game. Let's talk about the Cowboys. No, they didn't remove all concerns, and no one should walk around this world, let alone a team, let alone a player, should remove all concerns. Let's just be real about that, because concerns is just a flip of care. Like, I care. This Cowboys team cares about its potential maximizing to a point where they can win the Super Bowl. But what are their concerns? Let's be real. Let's list them. Oh, we can't list them. We can list one. When this team is not focused, this team can't win. Just simple as that. Denver Bronco game showed that to me. Every other performance by the Dallas Cowboys this year has shown me that this team is so talented. When focused, when on track, will go out there and give you a winning performance, and that means they give themselves a chance. Yeah, they lost the first week to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and yeah, we saw them give up that stinker, that snoozer to the Denver Broncos. That's it. Outside of that, they putting up 36 points in the first half. Most that they've done since 1980 against these Atlanta Falcons. You look at this Cowboys team, it's simple. They can't beat themselves. And that's it, because y'all can't beat us. Good Lord, that's a good place to be. Let's talk about track and field right now. It's been a while. What block is this? F
I know,
block?
it took us too long to talk track, Sal.
Something going on with us of late, because we have, is it off season for track? Yes, it is. That's all it is. Look, when you rolling, like, track and field is the purest sport for one reason. I ain't got to hear all that conversation about how good you are. This is the problem in all other sports, team sports. Oh, man, coach tripping. Oh, man, we in a weak division. Oh, man, our league is sorry. Oh, man, you in a different state. Oh, man, we don't face each other. In track and field, what's your time? Oh, okay. I know how fast you are, how slow you are, whether you're a hare or a turtle. When I look at this situation, the Cowboys are the hares, and they know it. The only way they beat themselves is the same way the hare beat themselves. Overconfidence, lack of focus, just not handling their business. There's not a team out there more talented than this team. And being real, if you line them up, match up every single week's performance, I don't think a team is giving you more consistent, great performances than the Cowboys. So they don't remove all concerns because I still am concerned about their focus. But this team cares, and this team's going to get somewhere.
But the biggest concern I really had was Dak Prescott, is he fully healthy? Because remember, as bad as he was against the Broncos, he's not a good quarterback, he was hurt, or he had a bad game. Well, we know he's a good quarterback, so disregard that one. That was too bad of a game for me to classify that as a bad game. That was, statistically speaking, the worst game Dak Prescott has played since his rookie year. So I couldn't even categorize that as a bad game. I had to lean into the fact that, well, Dak's got to be hurt. Clearly, he's not hurt. He was running well enough and he was throwing the ball phenomenally. So he ain't hurt. That concern is gone. How are you going to use Michael Gallup? Because now Gallup's here, but you'll have so many receivers. Well, figured out how to use him, at least to not have issues in that game. That concern is gone. I just don't see any actual concerns. And realistically, it comes down to this. The Cowboys can't remove all concerns. There's going to come a point where they get bit by it or they don't. Mike McCarthy, they're either going to get bit by his sometimes idiotic in-game decisions or they won't. There's going to come a time where a team can run against the Dallas Cowboys or the Cowboys will just stay ahead of all teams. But there's no way during this current course of play that the Cowboys can remove all concerns because we know what's looming back there. We know what they got in that corner in a household. We know what they got in that one closet they don't want you to open. The question is just, are you going to open it or not? But it's there, big dog. And you laugh because you know you got that closet too.
Wait a minute, closets. You can open it up, backgammon, fall down, another one, all these old trophies.
There. It's just, is some team going to open it?
Man, look, idiotic decisions, you said, by Coach Mike McCarthy. Man, I looked around the league. I only seen 8 idiots, too. I'm sorry, active coaches that won Super Bowls, 8 idiots. Man, Mike McCarthy gonna be, I can't wait till Mike McCarthy says, "This is for you, Acho." He gonna hold that thing up, dripping with tears and sweat. I can't wait. The Dallas Cowboys they do have issues, and we know defensively, especially if you want to start poking, like you said, can't stop the run. I give you all of that. But God, it feels good to be a gangster. Damn, it feels good, Ghetto Boys, to be a gangster. Damn, it feels good to be the Cowboys knowing that if I run my race, if I do what I do, you can't beat me at it. And that's why I look at the Cowboys and start to understand. I think they understand that. Don't get in our own way, and then all of a sudden, who's going to get in the way? We always talk about Usain Bolt. I think it's in part because in every other sport, you hear someone try to tear up your argument for the greatest. I think Barry Sanders is the greatest football player ever. And then I always, Emmitt Smith, and then, Walter Payton, respect to all. Damn it, I just said Barry, right? Then you come, people get mad at you. I'm like, all right. Then I say LeBron James. I think, Michael Jordan. Damn it, I said LeBron. Okay, but then you go to Usain Bolt. You get quiet, you'll hear nothing. So let's stick to Usain Bolt. He knew all I have to do is just stay around for the start. If I'm in the vicinity of this start where y'all go, if y'all don't leave me, if y'all don't beat me here, y'all ain't gonna beat me there, right? The Cowboys, I think, have come to that realization. Losing to the Broncos the way that they did, losing that focus, getting ahead of themselves, talking about Super Bowl in Dallas in February and how the street's gonna look. I think they reminded themselves, we got what it takes, now let's just take every step as it comes. These Cowboys have removed all concerns, but boy, trust me, ain't none of their concerns another team. Coming up, Cam Newton is back, and he let everybody know about it. I'm back. We'll tell you if the Panthers should name him the starter. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Come back.
Cam Newton did not start in his highly anticipated return to the Panthers Sunday, but boy, did he leave a mark. Ran for a touchdown, threw for another touchdown, and Carolina won. Head coach Matt Rule did not commit to Cam starting next Sunday, but he said earlier today that he will get most of the first-team reps this week. Take a listen to Cam on his return.
Well, I put it like this. This time last week, I was eating a bowl of cereal. Like, you feel me? So I told Coach Rule it would never happen again, and it wouldn't. That one on me. But yet, I was eating cereal last week, you know what I mean? So that just puts things into perspective. It was just all just a rush of emotions. But yet, I know a lot of people in the media, the titles of the newspaper, the blogs, and things like that, they want to make it about me. It's not about me, and I keep saying it's not about me. This was an impeccable team win.
Impeccable team win. I like the mentality. Sale.
Yeah.
Should the Panthers name Cam Newton the starter?
Yes, they should name him the starter. And yes, they need to see how much of that juice is left in Cam Newton. Man, Cam Newton went out there, and it was just juice. It was just electricity. It was just the fact that his presence sparked everyone else to be fully motivated, and you saw the results. This team goes out there and beats the Arizona Cardinals that were without, obviously, their star quarterback, their star wide receiver, but still spanked them 34-10. Now, we got to be able to see how far Superman can fly. And that's why we got to make him our starter. We already know everyone else on our roster pretty much. We can write them down and define them as is. But Cam Newton is the big unknown right now. Is Cam Newton really Superman? I'm back. I know his voice was so high-pitched. I'm back. He was hyped. That's when you hit that falsetto, you hyped. He sounded like the Bee Gees or something. So he out there, I'm back. Now, are you Superman Cam or are you MJ Superman Cam? Now, MJ Superman Cam is this. He has a Superman cape. He runs around his room all the time, put this cape on. Daddy, watch this. And then he dives into his bed. Now, if I rig the camera right, to get the iPhone the right angle, he look like he's flying. Boy, it's gonna be quick, though. Got to slow-mo that video, because it's going Cam Newton came in, second down, 2-yard line, did his thing, came in, threw a touch. Okay, we need to see consistent long drives, and I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying now the challenge is to see if he can do it. Whether he's Superman, I'm back, Cam Newton, or is he just MJ flying around and hoping Daddy can film it from the right angle?
Man, that's a good take. First off, shout out to Cam Newton, man.
Yes!
Come back, first game, couple touchdowns, big ups to Cam Newton again. My favorite player when I was in the league. However, starting Cam Newton would be the worst decision the Carolina Panthers could make for the Panthers and for Cam Newton. Here's a very simple why.
Tell me why.
The biggest secret in the NFL right now, the Carolina Panthers are in the playoffs. Like, they currently in the playoffs as it stands, and you're in the playoffs based on how you are currently operating. P.J. Walker, he's the starter as it stands. He's bid his time. You just gonna let Cam Newton come in from off the street and instantly make him the starter? But if Cam Newton was better than P.J. in your eyes, you could have signed Cam Newton a long time ago.
Oh.
He hasn't been employed. He's been on the streets. So you didn't choose to do that. Let's also take this a step further.
Let's go.
A lot of times a game of football is who you know. P.J. Walker was a quarterback at Temple in 2013. Matt Rule was the head coach at Temple in 2013. Thus, Matt Rule started recruiting P.J. Walker roughly 2011 when Matt Rule was the OC at Temple. So Matt Rule has known P.J. Walker, the current Panthers starting quarterback, just as long as the Panthers have known Cam Newton.
I'm watching you.
Do a little deduction, y'all.
Do.
The reason Matt Rule, in large part, is a head coach of Carolina was because he was the head coach at Baylor. The reason Matt Rule ever became the head coach at Baylor was because of his success at Temple. Who was the main reason that Matt Rule succeeded at Temple? P.J. Walker. So how dare you, Matt Rule, overlook the dude that helped get you here to go to Cam Newton, a dude who you have no familiarity with? Matt Rule's not going to make that decision, because if you do, you could erode the sake of the locker room. Locker room is cool right now. P.J. Walker's doing his thing. I get it. Sam Darnold, number 3 overall pick. He should start ahead of me. I was just in the XFL. I only played ball at Temple. I get it. But Sam Darnold's here. I was here in camp. Coach Rule, you've known me since I was 17 years old. You recruited me to Temple. We go to Temple together, 2 10-4 seasons our last couple years there. You go on to Baylor. From Baylor, you go on to the NFL. Now we meet again, and you gonna turn your eye on me for this dude, Cam Newton? Sal, it reminds me of one of them Madea movies now, big dog.
Which one?
It reminds me of one of them.
They all the same. Which one?
One of the ones where you leave the woman that helped get you there for the nice, better-looking, richer, well-established one. Don't do P.J. Walker like that. Not for the sake of the team, not for the sake of the dude that helped get you to where you are, Matt Rule.
So you making it sound like Matt Rule owes him something. I don't owe you jack. This is the NFL, meritocracy. You get it with your muscle, as my teammate Marcus Stroud used to always say. Is P.J. Walker getting it with his muscle, not just with the history? I hate when people remind you how long you know him so you can treat him better. Fool, I know you so long, that's why I treat you like this, because guess what? You ain't earning it. You got to earn your keep. Rent due every day, homeboy. If you're P.J. Walker, I don't owe you. If I don't owe you. You know why? Look, 74 passer rating, I owe you. No touchdowns yesterday, and I owe you. Cam came in here and gave us 2. 1 interception.
The only reason this man, Matt Rule, is here in large part is because of P.J. Walker.
It sounds great. Yeah, you should have cashed in day one, because now it's about what you're doing since you are here. Matt Rule and P.J. Walker. I owe you. You got to ooh me. You got to ooh we. You got to make this team say ooh we. And you talk about, no, I owe him. I owe him jack. This team is built off of what? Not Cam Newton or P.J. Walker. The number 2 defense. And last time I checked, I'm looking at Carolina's records, and when they had Cam Newton, losing record, didn't have a top 10 defense. All of a sudden, 3 years they had a top 10 defense, playoffs, Super Bowl appearance. We back there? Cam like, wait a minute, I came back when it was good, and it's good again? Oh, my God, let's go to war. Now, this is what P.J. Walker is thinking. Since I know you, you know my capabilities, you know my limitations, but you know I could be serviceable. Here's what Cam Newton is banking on. You see how they act when I get around? That's all that matters. Like in football, we come in with a talent level. Coach tries to extract the most of that talent to make it consistent and make it excellent, improve on that, right? And then there's just something that you just can't control, which is just the energy, the emotion, the juice that comes from us as a collective. And if you add a piece like a Cam Newton and see these results, you gotta see if you could get that lightning once again in that box.
But Sel, don't mess up what you got going right now in Carolina.
What they got going?
Great spark plug. But Cam Newton wasn't a fire. He came in, rushed for a touchdown, great. Came in, passed for a touchdown, great. But Cam Newton was what, 2 or 3 with 0 yards? Even a touchdown that he threw, if the DB gets his head back, that's going the other way for 99. You saw the slant he threw that was 3 yards behind the receiver? That was his last pass.
It was only 3 yards behind him?
Not even 5. So it's like, what worked for Cam worked yesterday. Bring him in spurts, let him score, celebrate, get the team hype. Let P.J. Walker move the ball from the 20s to the 20, really from the 1 to the other 20, maybe from the 1 to the other 10, then bring in Cam. But if you bring in Cam now, what message does that send to the whole team? That you could be here the entirety of camp, you could build the entirety of all this, and we might just bring in somebody else and replace you like that, who's not even proven to be that much better right now.
Oh, you're going to remind them that they're in the NFL? Right here, right now. Hey, I don't give a damn what you used to do, big. Oh, you made the Pro Bowl last year? That was cute. What about right now? Boy, you sorry. That's the thing I need to see from this team. Did they have a season high of 34 points yesterday? Yes, they did. Was P.J. Walker on this team before then? Yes, he was. Why season high when Cam shows up? Coincidence? I think not. Coming up, we'll tell you if Baker Mayfield is to blame for the Browns' blowout loss to the Patriots. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Man, let Superman fly, dog. I know. Baker Mayfield, BMF, had a Sunday to forget. His Browns were blown out by the Patriots. During the loss, he threw for under 100 yards with an interception. Explain that, Acho. Baker also left in the third quarter with a knee injury. Kevin Stefanski said he could have returned, but the game was already out of hand. So, Acho, you blame Baker Mayfield for the blowout loss to the Patriots?
I praise Baker when they win, so I must blame him when they lose. Yes, I blame him for the loss to the Patriots. Now, Baker didn't get a ton of help from his team. If y'all watch the game, remember, you drive down the field, find David Njoku, easy touchdown. Njoku, just hold on to it.
Yeah.
You drop it or let a defender knock it out your hand. So now you make Baker do even more work, go for it again. I believe it was 3rd or 4th down. Now he goes and completes it. That's kind of the synopsis of Baker this season. Baker doesn't get much help from his teammates, and Baker does not help his teammates much. But in this case, I got to blame Baker for the loss, and it's simple. You, Baker Mayfield, versus Mac Jones. He severely outplayed you. He didn't just outplay you. He severely outplayed you. He might have had 5 throws better than your best throw. You can't let that happen, especially not a rookie, especially not when you're looking at an AFC where there are several other quarterbacks who we know are better than you, and that's okay. But at least be better than some. And you let Mac Jones go out there and outperform you. Worst Browns loss since 2005. I got to blame Baker. I love Baker, got a lot of love for Baker. I know in Cleveland it can get much worse than Baker, so I'm not just sitting here trying to discard Baker Mayfield like so many others.
Yeah.
But yesterday, all bad.
Yeah, I'm so many others. I'm trying to discard Baker Mayfield. Look, the team is too well constructed to go through these issues. And they're going through them again this year, where last year, I think because it was the element of surprise, like, wow, look how good Baker Mayfield's playing and his team is playing. Let's not mess with it. But now it's time to mess with the formula. And it's time to mess with these ingredients because it's not adding up. I remember the days of, we're going to play better without Odell Beckham Jr. Look, we are playing better without Odell Beckham Jr. I always had a problem just absorbing that, really processing that. Because Odell, say what you want, is a talent. And if you can't make a talent work, either there's something wrong with your scheme or there's certainly wrong something with your quarterback. And Baker Mayfield, I think we got the answer. Something wrong with you, bro. You just got lapped by a rookie. We already know your draft class on the laps you. Forget that, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. A rookie? Takes me back, personalizes. Bruce Smith went against Tony Baselli. You know who Tony Baselli is? God, Lord, Tony Baselli. Tony Baselli was a monster at offensive tackle. Came out from USC. Got to Jacksonville Jaguars. Went against the Bruce Smith in his day and gave him some noise. Some business. I can't say that because Bruce was watching. But he gave Bruce, and then Bruce had to sit on that because he was like, rookie did ball. And you know, going against the DN, all you got to do is make sure he don't get a sack and you balled, right? But Bruce held on to that, and Bruce would try to play it off in front of reporters, play it off in front of everybody. But he was like, that rookie came at me. I got to get him. Saw Baselli again. It wasn't the playoffs this time, a regular season game, and gave Baselli the business. You don't let rookies do this to you if you're supposed to be somebody. And Baker Mayfield let this happen on his watch. And you know what's happening? It consistently happens on his watch. So with a well-constructed team, where can he go where he's going to have a better situation to be a better Baker Mayfield? Nowhere. That's my problem. I'm drawing absolutes because I can't see where he can go anywhere and be better than this. And this is already inconsistent.
But I think we have to acknowledge the fact that Baker can go somewhere and be a better Baker, but he might not go somewhere and have a better team. And eventually we have to ask ourselves, we want Baker to statistically ball and let the Browns ball. But name a player outside of the running backs and Myles Garrett on the Browns that statistically balls. Not one of their receivers statistically ball.
Well,
not one of their tight ends statistically ball.
Well,
now their running backs ball.
Well,
but nobody else on the Browns individually ball. Baker Mayfield could go to a team and throw for 35 passing touchdowns, probably 15, 20 interceptions. He could go to a team, throw for 4,000 yards, sure. Team probably wouldn't make no noise, but Baker individually would. I just have the issue with both blaming Baker for individual statistics and collective statistics. Yesterday, I can do so. In totality, though, I can't.
Yeah, but if you got the 5th-ranked defense and then you also got Myles Garrett, you're like, oh, Baker Mayfield ain't got his hands over here. He ain't touching this, so that's why we balling. Tight ends, wide receivers not balling because Baker Mayfield does have his hands in that in terms of being a part of the passing game. So the running backs, they're like, Baker Mayfield just hand the ball off, get out the way. So everything Baker touches doesn't turn into gold. Maybe he need to go somewhere else. Find that gold. Coming up, Teddy Bridgewater, two-glove Teddy.
Come on, Teddy.
Answer this. He tried to make a tackle, but he didn't really try that hard and got people scratching their heads. We'll tell you if he's keeping it 100 or just 99. Next on, look at this dude. Speak for yourself. What's wrong? You gave him that.
On this show, we only know how to keep it 100.
99.
Every day. They only keep it 99, so we got to get to the bottom of who's really telling the truth.
99.
Case in point, Eagles corner, Darius Slay. Returned to fumble for a touchdown in the Eagles win over the Broncos Sunday. But everyone's talking about Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy business decision. Take a listen to this, man. Take a listen.
Did you make a business decision not to try for that tackle on the fumble?
No, like I said, I just tried to force the ball back. We always say the sideline is your friend, so try to force the ball back. That's all I try to do right there.
That's terrible.
Go ahead. Hey, I jumped the gun already. Said it, 99. He's like, I don't know. I was just trying to jump. You can tell Bridgewater didn't want no parts of that because he landed on his heel. Watch his last step when he gets into the range, into contact part. He landed on his heel. So, like, you know why you land on your heels? It's called pump the brakes. He pumped the brakes, bro. He wanted no parts of that physicality.
Yo, I'm so upset at Teddy Bridgewater for playing for the Broncos. Because here's how you know he's lying. First First and foremost,
lying.
he says the goal is to send the ball back to the sideline. Or you sent it back to the middle of the field. The sideline is behind you in that play. But here's the real thing.
Oh, that's cold.
If you ain't gonna help me, get up out my way. So, Teddy, you got Broncos players chasing, trying to tackle Darius Slay. 7-point game. Game still on the line.
Good point.
Bro, you just in the way at this point in time. Get out the way and let me go make a play.
Yeah, but he a quarterback, dog, and that's why they wear the red jerseys in practice. They ain't about that action, boss.
practice
No,
now?
this is a game, right? And I ain't about that action, too. See, I blame Cam Newton. Cam Newton should have told everybody, I ain't diving on that ball. I ain't losing my shoulder. Then Teddy B could have came out and said, I ain't diving on that ball. Teddy B, next time just tell the truth. That's it for us. Fox Bet Live is next.